Those are the niggas they tell you that they want. Those are the niggas they tell you that they need. Those are the niggas she lie to you and me. Those are the niggas she lie to everyone she see. She lie to you, then she lie to me. She's telling me that you just to flee. She's telling me that you want to be, but she promised me that you never be. Wasuze mutia. Ayagara sente Gena kutuku kanga kubase Ayagara sente Gena kutuku kanga kubase Digida Ding 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 ding, baby girl. Ding ding ding, they are done forever. Ding 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 ding, baby girl. Good morning, my people. How are you today? It's the Random Car Talk Thursday, and my topic for today is that you should borrow the car, not the money to buy the car. You should do what? Borrow the car, not the money to buy the car. Don't have anything in the car. So I'm below 2,000 revs. I am below 2,000 revs per minute. Always do this to save fuel. See the way you make my easy. So when I'm done, when I'm up, you're sucking me. You be the go, you're the comida. I'm a singing and I go to the Ulida. To grab it, go, it's a Furuka. Too many is a kid and got to leave me. Baby girl, you were rocking me. Give me by my side, you were stuck in me. Girl, it's what I feel inside when you're by my side. Antonio, that's an Ojirabie. Simani Kuana, Nayana Nikuanese, Jolin Juba, Morimusayo Guntamburina Munda. Let me tell you the truth. You speak with a voice, it's in high definition. Take a picture of you, 3D glasses, making animation. Baby girl, you were rocking me. It's what I feel inside when you're by my side. When you kiss me. Ashes, 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 run them down. Burn them, burn them, burn them, burn them down. Yes, good morning, my people. Mark 2 Musota and Mark 2 Grand consume the same amount of fuel. Yeah, they consume the same amount of fuel. The Mark 2 Grand may take a little bit, but it's negligible because of the weight, because the Mark 2 Grand is a little heavier than the Mark 2 Musota. But the difference is very negligible. So just understand that it will literally give you 5 to 8 kilometers per liter. Now it depends on where you live, what distance you cover every day, and what the price of the fuel is. The time I drove the Mark 2 Musota was when the fuel was 3,300 shillings, and I would use 10 to 15,000 shillings, and I used to live 14 kilometers away from the city. So I used 10 to 15k, which means 10k would give you 3 liters. Add on to the 5,000, and you'd be using 5 liters every day. But at that time, the fuel was little, was not expensive. So just 5 liters today is about 25,000 for the same distance. And my Mark 2 was manual. So manual cars save fuel. They save more fuel than the automatic cars. And yes, it was still a Musota. And also my driving style. And also that time I did not AC. So if it's automatic, definitely where a manual car would use 5 liters, the automatic car would use 6 liters. It's God's woman, you know. She done a lot for me. So I do the simple thing for her. God, she gave me warmth, everything she gave me warmth, you know. Okay, man. I love the girl. She want me. But I'll tell her. Yes, I'll tell her. Good morning, my people. How are you? It's a random cut talk Thursday. And today, as we move on, I want you to think about one thing. Borrow the car, don't borrow the money to buy the car. What you get there? Borrow the what? The car, not the money to buy the car. And by borrow, ngamba we ole. Ontegedda okwewola weewole mmoloka teweewola sente zigula mmotoka. Okitegeera, which means a person that's going to get a car on credit, I shouldn't have used the word borrow, but I wanted to find something, one word to mean what I wanted to mean, and borrow was the nearest word. So anyway, bw'oba ogenda kwewola weewole mmoloka teweewola sente zigula mmoloka, meaning you have to have like 70% the value of the car you want to buy, and this is money you should have in cash. If you want to buy a car of 30 million, have about 25 million. Yeah, have about 25 million. Go pay the 25, and then tell them, you know what, I'll bring the 5 million in installments. Okay, don't borrow 25 million shillings to buy a car. It doesn't make sense. You get, it doesn't make sense because the car loses value. You get the car. Of course, everything can lose value. Even land can lose value. And that's a topic that I want to talk about on Saturday. Girl, you're my number one. I tell you that, but you don't care. You don't give a damn, you don't dare. My my number one girl, you rule my world. You took my heart and never a part, but you make me beg, you make me beg. Every time I come over, you make me beg. But why? Why? But why? Rajo nimbo ninza I Rajo nimbo ninza I Rajo nimbo ninza we are sitting na motoka sitting na kabanja sitting na plane jagala kuwa some love give me some love be my better half I promise I will never let you down my girl jewelry dollar bills for as long as you got my with ya na yelwa chongamba koma waluli sikumanye mulungi ntakwetegereza ate yes ate baby let's take it slow you are my number one girl you rule my world you took my heart never a part but you make me big yeah. But why what's the mutia guys, it's a random car talk Thursday. Don't go and borrow the money to buy a car. Borrow the car. Kali. Don't get loans. Don't get a loan to buy a car. Get the car on loan. I think that's what I should have said. Don't get a loan. Don't get a cash loan to buy a car. Okay? Get the car on loan. Still the same thing I say. Don't borrow the car. Don't borrow the money to buy the car. Once again, I don't know if I make sense, guys. Like instead of borrowing money, for example, to go and do a Kwanjura function, yeah. Instead of borrowing money to go and do a Kwanjura function, just borrow the woman. You get? Don't go do Kwanjura. You be as if they don't exist. And when the time is right, you go and take the things. That's the best strategy. Men have done it for ages. And we are still doing it. You get? Go and tell them I will come. And then take your time. Rajo nimba. That's one of the cars that I would want to drive. It's just that nzo kujivuga okuva ewange ebigenda kunjavuwaza kuba okuva ewange if that liter takes let's say 5 to 7 kilometers and I drive 35 kilometers from my home to my workplace, that means I'd be literally driving 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 liters to come, 6 liters to go. And yeah, that's a lot of money right now. If there's anyone that knows the Mark II Grand that is manual, that one I would buy. I would not even second guess myself. Even if it doesn't have AC, I would work on the AC myself. But today's random car talk Thursday. Chibozi wabuze bibuzo byancha. But today Chibozi gwerete chibuzo ate wa Mark II Grand simugambi. Lero Chibozi, of course Antonio kutumiddeko. Antonio avuga emotoka ezitategerekeka. Ye emotoka ezitategereka zezimukuba. That's sani ndoza ne duweto yinza okugivuga chiyenje. But I hope you guys are doing well where you are. Yeah, you're healthy. As long as you're healthy, go choma chiri chimu. Boboli mulamu. Yesterday I saw a video of a guy omulema. I know you guys have seen him before. Mulokda twamulabanga bagezako kujja ku street. Yagongo bala amagulu n'omukono ogumu. And he's on this. I saw a video. Dude was giving him food. Remember many those TikTokers that go around giving food. So I don't know what is happening here. So guy had gone to give him soda and food. Primo old modo ebivuddemu naye kubanye moroka yembi terina na double indicator. Ataddemu double indicator naye indicator emu yekola ya maaso yokka ez'emabega teziriiko. So anyway guys, nalabye gayo oli nga mugongo bavu naye nga ali ku street era agezaako okutuula, and then you find the people they have 2 legs 2 arms naye nga awulira tasobola kukola, nga awulira bimumenya, nga anyooma emirimu okitegeera. And I thought to myself, why don't we be grateful, especially you guys abalamu bulungi, your brain works properly, your mouth works properly, your ears work properly, basically you have all the senses. Katono where is omuti abaana babatwale kusomera board abazadde namwe mubeeremu. Omuntu alina eriiso limu ate omuwaavu g'eboda atwala abaana, kitegeeza omwana bw'atuula wano mu maaso eno sayidi omwana gyali waba tewajja kulaba kuba eriiso limu teriraba, alabisa limu bw'ati. So anyway, it felt strange, and by strange I mean it felt the way it's not supposed to feel, to see a person nga yagongo bananinga agezaako okutetenkanya okitegeera. And then I remembered the conversation that people have been having for a very long time. Like you see, when you ask people lwaki muzaala nnyo nnyo wadde abaana temubasobola, and you know the excuse they'll give, they'll tell you that China is developing because it has a very big population, and then they forget that China has a very big population of educated people. Kati bo wano bazaala abaana batasobola kuweerera, so that we have a very big population of uneducated people. Tugenda population nga nene naye nga abantu betulina tebaasoma. That's a very bad thing, and yeah, bw'oba ozaala abaana b'onaasobola okuweerera okitegeera, ate b'onoosobola okuweerera mu koosi ezirimu ku magezi swaswa. Waliyo koosi gye bayita swaswa, social work, swaswa, then what is it? The first swaswa. Mukama abawo omukisa. Sometimes I like sientas, other times I don't. Nayenza okuvuga eri siente empyo erabika obubi, I'd rather drive this car. They carry comfortable. Nze just obutala bwako sikisibulinaako buzibu naye kongako emitwe gyako gyonna oba nga atudde ku bench okutandika n'omuto gwa driver. After me, I even think kuchala is enough, especially if the man is still fixing his life. Why force people into wedding WhatsApp groups? Exactly. Nze saagala akuba munayi nze nkyalina ensonyi oli bwansaba musondereko nsonda saagala kunkyawa. Naye I give you the money and I don't come to the function because you wanted money. Wagenda okusonda ngera sente ziriisa abalenyi teziwera, kati nkuwa n'oliisa bali abalala kuba ne pati sizaagala, singa muntu ayagala nnyo okubeera mu pati. Duet Antonio ganye duet. Anyway, Muyombya Mark, Antonio Random Things VIP, Morad K Momo VIP, Mugalasi Joshua Mix Farm, Tusime Eddie, Travel Live Vlog, Abdurrahim Kasita, Alex Ngobi, Brigitte Kakai, yes, Duyof Innocent Sebugwa Medi Paul Sema VIP, Godfriend Tambala, yeah, Nathan, Musalwa David, Alex Ngobi, Ogambye Chigwaba, watika ekyo kibuuzo kyancha baba nabagamba siddamu bibuuzo bwoba olina kyoyagala twongereko ku nnaku zinenanga si lwakutano leeta kibuuzi tandika kibuuzi. Tale Samuel, Nicodemus, Football Tribe, naye guys muli bulungi kawetha mukalaba kalungi omusana go gwasazeewo gutwoche kati wanabavuga emmotoka ezitalina esi ne muyita mu nfu nanga I cannot forget. I remember when nali nkyavuga Dudu, I used to drive a Dudu and I would go to marketing and I would go to schools ng'ovuga ettaka. Nagendako eyo ndejje ku secondary, ndejje ovuga ettaka lya kilomita dakiika ngaana okutuuka ku ssomero. Enfufu neekubanze ne mukudde enfufu neekubanze ogenda otuuka ku main nga wenna oyiika enfufu nga n'engalo zennyini nali ntambuza mabaluwa naye ng'otuuka okuwandiika ku bbaluwa bwoti ng'engalo zennyini ziyiwa enfufu. Everyone should get a car with AC. Kati ndoga budozi nga mvuga emmotoka eri mu AC. Awuli accent y'abasogo izo roza ndi weri jeke nyiza no bakusinga okwogera olusoga oyinza okulowooza nti ndina emmotoka eri mu AC ka air condition konna wali wonna mujja kutya kati olwo olusoka mumaze odduma stadi ng'onyola mu munyozi ekigambo okinyola munyozi nekibanga ekikyami and then I realized abanyoro bo bakwata bukwasi bigambo ne babaako ka twist ke babigira otegereire Antonio sibe mukola otegeireire omukwikulu omukwikulu eyaga mukwikulu Antonio kati mama bado kwata chitabu bwa mother the language omukwikulu siye mukati omukwikulu omukeikulu omukeikulu naye mwe mulaba manyi ennimi kati awo njogedde ennimi nga 7 omukwikulu omukeikulu olwokugirangu olwokugirangu kati olwosirunyakole the languages are linguistic ninga jacket kati twogera Oluganda ntwogera Olusoga ntwogera Olunyankole ntwogera Olukiga ntwogera Oluzungu kati n'Olunobwe nalwo nsobola okwogeramu hi Guten Morgen Good morning Jakutia some of us the brains work but anyway, Random Car Talk Thursday. Why you should not be borrowing money to buy a car? Because it's risky. You're borrowing money to buy something that actually a Kabagamba, it's a depreciating asset, but I happen to think that the car is actually is a perishable asset. Mulaba wano wetuvuga that fuso esobola okudda maaso n'etomera emmoloka nga 4 emmoloka yo bweba mu mwezi emmoloka 4 esobola okuggwaawo kati imagine bw'oba weewola sente ezigula emmoloka neggwaawo okitegeera otandika okuba nga olina ebbanja ly'olina okusasula nga n'ekyosasulira tokirabako okitegeera. I actually happen to think that unless it's business, people should not be borrowing money to buy anything else. I don't think people should borrow money to buy land. I don't think people should borrow money to buy phones. I don't think people should borrow money to buy cars. You should always buy these things with your own money or buy them on credit. The only person you owe money is the person that sold you that thing. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Now, people are going to say, what if I'm getting a salary loan? Now, salary loan is a little bit different because with the salary loan, you are locked up. You get a salary loan, you have to work for that person until you finish the loan. Not so? That's different. As long as you owe them and they deduct money, you're safe. But also that is a little bit risky because what if you get a better opportunity before the loan is finished? Then you let that opportunity go because you still have a loan that is going on here. Which is why I say, we kunganya akasenteko, okay? Kunganya akasenteko, genda mu bond, bwebe moroka milioni 3.5 nga basobola okukwatako milioni 2.5 oba 2 zibawo. Bakubanje milioni 10 oba 15 ng'okimanyi the only person you owe money is the person that has lent you that car. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Don't go and borrow 35 million to go and buy a car. You get? I'm sure even the people that lend you that money, back to the nebaseka no kuseka. No. And this is probably why drive to own is very popular. Especially people that have bought very old cars that disturbed them in the beginning. They decide that, you know what, why don't I just borrow a new car? Oba katingeyo wisha yenkadde omwana ayinza ogigula n'ayisaso emiliyoni nkaaga ne maama. No. If you're going to borrow if you're going to borrow a car, yeah, bogenda kwewola emmoloka, I would prefer you borrow a car. Fene lubakyaliko no street n'abantu abakulu igrupu danda bavubuka bokka era ndabye abantu abakulu abalina envinga nti ndabye abantu abakulu nino side yote bagenze bakendera kati kirayika abadde mu shifts waliwo abakoze shift yeggulu waliwo n'abakoze shift eya leero naye mugende mufane lukunga 10 mu celebrating anniversary bakakolera ebyamagero okitegeera ebyamagero biri very important kati waliwo baagala ogenda ebweru kukyeyo ogenda ne bakusabirako oyinza okuba you have an aunt that doesn't want you to go on the airplane ogenda ne bakusabirako and go on the aeroplane kati I've been today morning I watched Ibrahim Traore mumanyi oyo is the current president of Burkina Faso and he's in his 30s. I think he's one of the youngest presidents in Africa. And one, I appreciate he's one of the youngest, but two, he's making a change in this country. And three, he's in the army. Four, he's a captain. And he has not given himself any kuyenja yet. He's still a captain. Right? And of course there was a failed coup bagezezako kolaki okumuwamba ne batasobola kolaki ne batasobola kumuwamba. But I think we need young leaders. He's in his 30s. Ndabika musinga n'obukulu. He's in his 30s and I think that's what we need for Africa. I find that for Africa to develop or for Africa to be transformed, we need young people to take over. But Katfe in Uganda we have been brainwashed to think that abasajja abakulu myaka 5-6 byoka basobola okukulembera naye ate nga abasinga balina amaalo abasajja abakulu abasinga tebali exposed abasajja abakulu abasinga mu political office gyetugenda omussa yokka gyalinga gyasobola okwakivinga ebirala byonna byamulema okukola okitegeera omusajja mumutwala in an office mu myaka ng'alina emyaka 6 nga ye ng'omuntu he has never been able to achieve anything in his life ng'agenda kutandika kati kubabba okitegeera just take the woman on credit. Heath Moses kati gwe point ogitegeera togenda neweewola sente okole kwanjula twala butwazi mukazi ojja musasula bw'olifuna sente ng'okolaki bw'olifuna sente ng'omukazi omusasula basigala ng'obasuubiza tujja osigala ng'obagamba tujja. But anyway, don't borrow, don't get a car, don't get money to buy a car. Okay, togenda muloni neweewola million mu banka neweewola million ana. And you know guys, you'll be surprised. Someone will go to the bank, borrow money to buy a car that is not going to do business. A car that is not going to do business. Ngemoroka agenda kujevuga bwevuzi kuva wakagenda ku mulimu. I find that that's one decision that is not good for anyone. It's not good for anyone. Of course I understand fena twagala moroka. Nze wemba nyine million 5 nze nga Arthur, this is what I do. If I had 5 million, I would use the 5 million to buy a car I can afford. Yeah? And drive it as I collect money to buy another car, a better car. And that's what I've always been doing over the years. Nze emoroka jenyina kati yenyambako okufuna jenjagala ebiddako. So I keep on upgrading. Okitegeera right? Sigenda genda neewole sente mu banka all in the name of driving a comfortable car, all in the name of driving a new car. Okitegeera. And of course, yes, I've seen motivational speakers telling you use the bank's money. Bajja bakoze ensobi. Ife banka zaffe ezawaneze Uganda buli muntu abagala okutwala ebintu. Okujjako ng'ofunye salary loan is a little bit understandable, but if it's not a salary loan, but even the salary loan, you osobola okubeera ng'ofuna million emu. Ogenza ofunye salary loan, weewoze emmoloka bagambe gyasasula emyaka 2. As year 1 is ending, an opportunity comes ng'osobola ofuna million 2 oba 3. And you're going to be stuck in this one place tosobola genda maaso because oyina loan. Okitegeera. So you have to think about it before you go ahead. I'm still thinking about this thing that the people that drive practices say that there is a blind spot. Where is the blind spot? I saw someone saying, "One so one blind spot." Then again, what you blind spot? I'm saying I've never seen the blind spots. I've never seen the blind spots. Does a V6 consume the same like a V4? E.g., Harrier is a V4 and Mark X is a V6. Then it seems like they consume the same. Okay. Now, an engine doesn't consume based on the number of pistons it has, or an engine doesn't consume based on how many pistons it has. The way you're saying a V4, because a V4 has 4 pistons, a V6 has 6 pistons, but the car doesn't consume like that because of how many pistons it has. Okay, the pistons will definitely give it more power, but it doesn't mean that it's going to consume more. What happens is the capacity, the power of the engine, the technology of the engine. Okay, that's why you will find that the Chigeges have an engine of 3000 cc, yeah, okay, but they consume the same amount of fuel like a 2.4 liter. No, actually they consume like a 2 liter. Why? It's diesel technology. Diesel cars consume a little less while giving you a lot of power. That's why you'll find that there is a 1.2 liter turbocharged engine that gives you more power than a 1.5 liter engine, yet consuming less than a 1.5 liter engine. Nathan, you get it? You get it. So it has not been about, it's not about how many pistons you have, it's about the technology you have. It's also about how the engine was basically made. Which take it. You'll find the Chibina, which is an inline 4, consuming the same amount as an inline 6. You get why? Because of the technology that engine was made with. Which take it. So that's why they rate them. They remember this is a 2400 cc. If it's a 2400 cc V6, 2400 cc inline 6 or inline 4, those engines are literally going to consume the same amount of fuel. Which take it. Watch it, because they were rated, they were manufactured to give the same amount of power, consume the same amount of fuel, regardless of how many holes the fuel goes. Which take it. So the fuel consumption will literally be the same. So it's not about the number of pistons that the engine has. Which take it. Me, I even think Uchara, okay, Nakumazao. I'm glad you have been advising us to at least buy BBTI cars over automatic. After selling the Caspacio ordinary, I'm maximally enjoying the Ranex. Wakamoro Kakao, what would not just pass your old model? How did you go buy Spacio old model? Yeah? Wachi we sala emikoro jabantu. The of innocent. I'm not a party person. In primary school, I was introduced to the term party pooper. I'm one of those guys. I don't like parties. I don't like to sit there and I'm doing nothing. I don't like to sit there and I'm doing nothing. I'm just not that kind of person. And there are people like me, by the way. There are people like me that will just not sit there and do nothing. I find that it's not beneficial for me. I'd rather stay home and sleep. I'd rather stay home and sleep. And I'd be just the way I'm not a the kind of person that goes for parties. I would not force someone to actually go for my party or my wedding. I would actually prefer to have fewer people for my functions. Yeah? Because that not only saves you money, but it saves you the amount of smiling you have to do. As our border he had one eye. I never saw that. An insect fell on his eye. I woke up in the hospital. Sorry, man. Yeah, you guys need to be careful who drives you. A drunkard should not drive you. A person with the one eye should not drive you. But the new Sienta looks lovely. but yenkaderinga bag eyes. Me, I like the old Sienta. The new Sienta area. Mujirabye. Tigwan. Abana zeze moroka. Bazivugidde ddala. Bana ekihari ya 2.4cc. Kinnumira mu mwoyo. Naye oba kinaatwala ssente mmeka 28 km distance. Ati kati kikawunda ekyo lita yakyo etambula kilomita 8 mukaaga ku 8. So if it's 28 kilometers, just know 8 plus 8 16 plus 8 24. Those are 3 liters already. Yeah, plus a half a liter. Shigede baba. But that's if your driving style is also good and the car is also in good condition. Omukeikuru, omugurusi. Oli mutufu. Yesterday my brother Sienta yawedewo in an accident. Na iye yafunye buzibu. Man, sorry. Emmoroka esobola okuggwawo era ekyo njagala mbeere nga mukimanyi. Toddanga awo n'ogamba nze bwe mba sivuga mmotoka mpya sijja kuvuga. Mukama ayinza okukola obubi. Mukama bw'aba akukoza obubi mubalaba. Abaana babayita mugende mu Faneru. Mugende mu Faneru. Mwe bagayi emmoroka eyo ogiraba. Obeera ogivuga wano naye gwe manya nti Mukama bw'aba akukoza obubi ne ggwawo. Osobola okuddamu kemabega oleme kudda ku bigere. Nze sidda ku kigera. Nze ati emmoroka bw'egira ngitunda mu scrap. Nengulayo 10 nengira nga nvuga eyo nesidda ku kigere tekiddikako. Nomadic for life. Ka haircut kakoledde ate nze neesala. Lubulwa Chris Fitness obuze nnyo ennaku zino. Antonio is 36 ansingako emyaka 2. Naye era 36 is good for a president. Oyo omusajja kati ali exposed agezaako okutegeera embeera abantu gye bayitamu. Okitegeera. Lucky Mose, good morning. Arthur, with 20 million, do I have to borrow a car from the bond or just buy a car equivalent to 20 million? It depends what you want, Council Patrick. Kakati, a person that has 20 million has 2 choices. To buy a car that is outside the bond, okay? Because 20 million right now doesn't get a bond car. Never VTs, but you could have 20 million doesn't buy a VTs even. 20 million doesn't even buy a person. You guys, in 2019 a person was 13 million shillings. 2019 I mean. In 2019 a person was 13 million shillings. Right now with 20 million you can't buy a person. So at 20 million shillings you have good money. But you also have 2 choices. You can buy like Wish out of the bond. You can buy Raum out of the bond, Spasio out of the bond, Vitz out of the bond, Ractis out of the bond. Ractis you can buy paso set zilinga ezizemu abiri mwenalabyenga era nakalaba yo bbiri zokka. You can literally get so many cars out of the bond, but at 20 million still your choice is a little bit limited. Why? Because most of the cars that you would want, that's the trouble. I find that with 20 million, if you have the space, if you can get money to pay, and normally those bond guys, they can even demand you for a full year. As long as you can get like a 10 million and pay it in a year, I would advise you go borrow from the bond. Million of course, by the so that omanya to loan a million. Yeah. Nenemu. Kim Semada Jones info Pade Patrick Rio Farms Musalwa Derek Agambe. You forgot to give us your experience of the Toyota. Derek, just go in the videos of this channel. I did the 3 full parts on the Toyota Prius. Samuel CCA, good morning. But border accidents are funny. Are you sure? When you're not involved, you're not involved. Church endabikira bulungi bantu bange. But wasn't it kuserekad with asbestos? That looks like asbestos. And asbestos was discontinued from being used on the roof. If it's not asbestos, what kind of roofing is that? Still wondering which is better choice between Vanguard and Harrier. Depends on what you want, because Vanguard and Harrier are not the same car. Yeah. I save up the time I have to smile. Paso Sete, we bought it 27, I think. Yeah, 27. There's a time we bought it 26.5. There are people that are selling it at 33. Good morning. I am not so fine. You remember there are people I told you about. They are now back with a new twist. Bambola. They did bad to me. They tried apologizing. I told them I have no problem. Me, when you don't like me, I stay away from you. I think that's the one thing that has tried to keep me a little bit happy. If you don't like me, I also don't like you. I go away. I saw a border on TV who was knocked by the American embassy car. But when he went to court, they told him diplomats are expected exempted from criminal and civil offenses. That's why me, when I see cars like that, I stay away. You guys need to understand that a car that is better than you, stay away. You don't know who is in that car. And why would you even take someone to court in Uganda? Why would you take someone that is more powerful than you to court? In Uganda, when someone that is more powerful than you does something wrong, if you cannot let it, you revenge in kind. You get? But if you can let it go, you let it go. No manyati okoze rose. I'm sure the border guy went to court wanting to get a lot of money out of the diplomat. Which again. But one thing you need to understand, if someone is more powerful than you in Uganda, has more money than you don't take them to court. Which again. You don't take them to court. And there are people that you don't battle. You don't, like now the president's car hits you. What do you want? Yeah? A car that belongs to an army general knocks you. Yeah? What do you want? If they are kind enough to give you something, you should thank God. If they are not, just know they can even Uganda, Africa. Just mind Africa. You did something to God, you African people. Nay, there are those too much. I have an hobby of mine who lost his daughter, and they put in a group to bring condolences. I gave my hobby my condolences, but even on the list they didn't put Starch. People now even make groups of condolences. Tukole nnyo bantu bange. Tukole nnyo. Tukole nnyo. Oba secho, you guys should create networks. Tukole networks. We should create networks of people that can be there for us. If they have no option, join associations. Join things like the Rotary, because the Rotary, if you remember, they are there for you because they know you'll also be there for other people. Okitegera nika twana kukola WhatsApp group tukundi afiriddwa mama we tumusondereko nabange ekitankoledde nze kikutwala mutwala mu speed and Chris Fitness ojja kuchimala. Those are called roofing shingles. They are like tiles, Plastic tiles from China. Oh, they look nice, we all know they are not like roof tiles, but they look nice. They make the church look exotic. Yeah, but anyway, today is Random Car Talk Thursday, and I'm telling you guys, don't borrow money, don't get credit from the bank or from your employer to go and buy a car. Go to the person selling you a car, abirenga yakubanja yekka. Okitegeera. guys, heaven is wanted. Heaven is wanted by people. Bano bonna tebabulira njiri ngobachi. Bagala they are scared of Gehenna. Gehenna sijitya. Sijitya. But eriyo. Toyinza kuva mu Africa notamanejinga Gehenna nze mbabulira. Era wali twali bato batugamba nga batukanga kanga ebintu bya Gehenna. Era mu Uganda muno surviving mu Uganda wanoga nti Gehenna nekanga. You will find a way. Find a way in Uganda, you can find a way anywhere. Kibola abana Uganda ebagenda mu America, they survive a lot. Usimanya Canada, usimanya wa. They survive a lot. I come from Uganda. What are you going to tell me? So anyway, random cat talk Thursday nabagamba kibozi kyerere. Kati waliwo abatamanyi yeno gye tulinga tebajjanga nayo. Wali abajjayo ogusooka. Kati nga abamusenga si broadcasted. Ine kubo yali badde talikwatanga. Naye si kujerega ge mazima. Kati walinga gye batayira kasasire yonna jjudde kuko. Yiyo. Yi ate munaga ate mugira ya dada 10. Oba dada yani GLE 450 formatic. Kati era yukatefa fana ye era ka breach buzigwako okaddenga bonna bugwa wali. Owe moroka ezimu ngo ino gigula ngolede wawera dda. Ino kugigula nga wawera dda number plate yo kegula igula akamoroka akakadde kadde. Number plate yo ya milioni 2. Ate muyindi ebibosi bye batugamba ngedda nti Indians don't buy cars to save, they buy motorbikes. That deal is for an Indian. Which again, those guys used to lie to us. The Indians hadn't just shown their true colors. The Indians, we have this generation, they enjoy money, they buy the expensive vehicles, they live in expensive apartments. Kati osobola okutambula ekibuga kyonna n'otosangana muyindi avuga piki. They are mobilizing to come and preach to us. Tebamanyi nti kati abantu abasinga beba preaching ennoozi y'ebintu ebyo bayita ku matu n'egenda. Weewole emmotoka naye teweewola mmotoka gye weewoze. Kiki ekyogambye teweewola ssente zigula mmotoka, weewole emmotoka. You rather be demanded by the dealer. But not your place of work. You become a prisoner. Exactly. Hata abayindi b'ennaku zino balalamu. Si be bali abedda. Bali abedda kireka oba balina banakunaku. Bano ssente weeziri. Kati gwe wakalaba okuva twavuze kati bino ebindi ebitundu etulimu abayindi be babeeramu. How many Indians have you seen that are riding motorcycles? Because bali mu mmotoka ate bali buzire emmotoka ez'amaanyi kawundo. Kati oli babadde mu GLE. Abayindi siranga alina muyindi avuga Sienta. Simulabanga nayo. Sienta tereera. Oli mulayini ki? Bobo oli mweri genda mweri. Bobo oli mweno nzira mu maaso. Emmotoka etali nnungi. Gwatamanyi kuvuga. Guys, I told you bobo genda gula Primo. This is the Primo to buy. Ogirabye yetuli mu maaso. Eyo. Ye Primo gy'oba ogula. Toddamu gula Primo ziri simanya mo X. Eri enkadde simanya C-Light. Of course, no, look at it C-Light, but that's the Primo you should buy. That's a 2007, 2008, 2009 model. And then if you can try to get a higher trim, it would work for you. Modern day Indians have adopted Western culture through movies. Katibera bisa. Balaka babonabonera b'ekimala. Katola naffe bana Uganda tubonyebonye kati twakuwa bonabona. Embeera embi twagikowa abagifaanana n'abagireeta kyobola batusala tuti kajjamu. Kirabye twakuwa embeera embi abagifaanana abagireeta kiraba. Nowa benzi nga atya nnyo. Genda naawe siri ku batiitiizi. sajja avuga Benz na ye mutiitiizi ffe twalibadde tutya Benz naye kati sebo naffe tetukyata biduduma owa sente alina engeri gyamusazeemu nange nenzija ne mumusalamu asigadde emabega alayika dereva ate okulubula emmoloka ya mukamaawe. How much is an inverter to put in my car? The last inverter I bought, I think I bought it at 140, but now I don't have an inverter in my car. Oh guys, I want to introduce you something. I want to introduce you something that I bought. Nyinawo piece emu yokka gye ntunda. Ntunda emitwalo 4. Okay? Ngitunda emitwalo 4. I'm going to introduce it to you now. Nga sinneerabira because obudde bwaffe butuusa obubasiibula. Akantu kano mukalaba. This is the power bank for your car. 400,000. This is a power bank for your car. Nyinawo piece emu. This one is mine. It stays in my car. But I have one that is in the box. That, it comes with this. You can jump start your car. So buno obuteka mumuli. Then you put these on the battery, and then you jump start. Of course, it comes with this kagoye for keeping. And then what's more is obeera nga oli ku kkubo oba waka, and then your tire runs out of pressure, kuliko ne kana akantu. So it's a jump starter and compressor in one. So kati kana akantu kakuyambako kukola ki okupika omukka. Then it also has a torch. It has a torch. So, and inanaka akantu for when there is an emergency. You can also have that. Oyinza okwagala abantu bakuyambe. Then these are the controls. Osobola okwongeza pressure gy'oyagala okupika muki kupika mu mupiira, and then you put it on. Kirabye? Yeah. So this thing, I have only one piece. I brought 2 pieces, and for the first few days I've been testing this thing. It works perfectly. Instead of ate mitwalo 4 for now girabika ng'emingi because you touch getting the money at once, but it's not actually a lot of money because kana akantu you can actually charge your phone. It has a USB, yeah, and then it has a type C for charging it. You put it on a charger and ogicharginga okitegeera, and it works very well. So bobo inaye emitwalo gana agata. I have one piece in box. It's unboxed. Yokaje nyinawo. The rest of the people, if you want me to import for you, you'll have to actually make orders. Sichaleta bintu bitaliko order. You make an order and you book. I'm going to create a page on the For the Love of Cars website where you can actually go and say, you know what, Arthur, I think I need this item. There will be items that you can order for, yeah, and then I can use the agent that I normally use to bring them, and then you take them. So this is what it is, and it has some spares here that you can use. So emitwalo jana joka, and you get yourself this power bank for your car. So wherever you are, oba oli mu kyalo okitegeera, oba you have gone to the village, you know that your car can never get stuck on the road because of the battery or because of a flat tire okitegeera. There are times that I've seen people nti omukka gw'omupiira oguli main gugwamu atuuka okugya spare tire nga nayo terina mukka. So it's good to have your pressure pump in your car. Okatereka buteresi n'okateeka eyo. So that's the only, I have one piece emu yokka. Piece emu yokka. Quality is guaranteed. Kagezesezza ebbanga, so I know that it works. Yeah, so it's random car talk Thursday. Page boz eddakiika tusigaza 5 zokka. Mbasiibule. Naye mbayisiza mu bifo ebiri modern. This is modern day Uganda. You can imagine tuvudde eri ebwayise ne tujja ate kololo eno yote bakwata idle and disorderly naye eri wansi eri downtown mu Gazaland wa bakwata abantu idle and disorderly nekati eno oyingi ojjota kusikomera kyo mu ndoto akogamba ati kakwata abantu abali idle and disorderly. First born in this state nnyo niko sebulime in this state nnyo lwaki emmotoka zifa nnyo steering rack ennaku zino. Okay, I would think e Kampala wane ekimu ku bita steering rack binya. Yeah, binya. Majority of the things actually ebisinga okwotwala sente ku mmotoka zaffe it comes because of the conditions of the roads. Kazibeere bushi, kabubeere bukono, kazibeere shoko binya. Binya. Nti mmotoka nebonogenda ogule 0 mileage car, you're going to fix those things whether you like it or not because of the roads. So I've seen people giving conversations of the athokuba inagule mmotoka sikanika naye nga akugamba takanika enguudo zaavugembi ziri between Bukoto and Kampala. Awo bato nalaba kati fe ba atha fe ababeere wala bavuga 7 kilometers of Maram coming, 7 kilometers going back. Olumwe tuvuga ko kusemuto road kati fe tubimanyi ukitegeera niko ate waliwo atasuubula China n'Abamerika basuubula China, ensi yonna esuubula China, abachina mubaleke. Kagwa mavini which Indians drive borders. China kagwa manyi bali abayindi abalala abavuga border nze si kati okuva twatandise broadcast wakalaba abantu bameka. Indians bakyasinza okugula emmotoka ez'ebbeeyi in the whole world. Ben Kaku abayindi tebatya kubabbira ku pitch because obubbi bwa pitch bwakatandika recently. But even before ng'obubbi bwa pitch tebunnajja, Indians had started buying expensive cars. They had. I've not seen an Indian in a Mark II Musota, but I've seen Indians in Crown. I've seen Indians in Mark X. So guys, bwe budde bw'okubasibula mwebale nnyo okubeera ku broadcast hour yaffe mulowooza teweze. Hour yaffe yaweze do. Naye nga mwebale kubeera ku broadcast enkya question Friday. Mweba guy, I have a theory that tells me that a car is as valuable as land, sometimes even more valuable than land. But that's something we'll discuss on Saturday. A car is as valuable as land, sometimes more valuable than land. Sometimes more valuable than land. But of course, that's something we can discuss. Abawakana tuwakane, abakkiriza tukkirize, abakivaamu nga tunyize tunyige. A car is as valuable as land, sometimes more valuable. That's the discussion for Saturday. Enkyalo akutaano, it's question Friday. Mwebale kubeera ko bantu bange Muyombya Mark, Antonio Random Things VIP, Random Morad K Momo VIP, Mugalasi Joshua Mixed Farm, Tusime Eddie, Omni Wandyambi, Travel Life Vlog, Abdurahim Kasita, Alex Ngobi, bana mwebale kubeera ku broadcast, The of Innocent, Paul Sema VIP, Sebugwawo Medi, bana mwebale kubeera ko nyonyonyo. I don't take it for granted. And by the way, thank you for telling people about For the Love of Cars. Yeah, Nathan Musarwa Derek, thank you very much for being here as well. Herbert Sab, Ntale Samuel, Football Tribe, Heath Moses, Ibanda Bernard, Ben Kako, Louis Musime, Kim Job, Andrew Nsubuga, thank you very much for being part of the broadcast, guys. Kundi eyo tenda bikira bulungi alfadi eye pya nzate alfadi eri enkadde ndabikira bulungi okusinga eno emabega eno kireka akakana butala tuteeka eno erabikanga kugamba agikola bapapa. Not enough design work was put in there. Isoba Ivan, Travel Live Vlog, bana mwebale kubeera ku broadcast bantu bange. This alfadi bapapa. The alfadi kirabika boss yali ajja enkya nga balina oteekawo ka design I don't think they did a very good job. Nathan, Kato Muhammad, Council Patrick Asiku, Ben Kako, Hashim, Murunji Nathan, Nomadic for Life, Chris Fitness Rugurwa, Saith Kagaba. Thank you very much, guys, for being part of the broadcast. Lucky Mose, Twa Hawala Kira, Jones in for Paddy, Patrick Rio Farms. Remember the better broadcast. I don't take it for granted. Samuel Sisye. Akawunda abadde chama tugende. Neze simanyi bwengula Vanguard nga kawundo we. Kina ebitala bino ebyemba beka. Bina engeri gye bindabikira obulungi kikawunde ekyo. Kindabikira bulungi nnyo. Nsereko Starch, Edwin Mugerwa. Samuel Okiria, Kagwa Marvin, John Desire. Thank you very much, guys, for being part of the broadcast. I don't take it for granted. Hazy Hole, we bali nyo kubera ku broadcast. Firstborn Brian Wanyama, Nicholas Sebulime, Juko Nicholas, of course, Kabali Moses, dead again. Juko Nicholas agambye agenze nafuna total card ye olunaku olwaleero. Bana mugende muzifune mulikira otambula ne cash nga mugende okunywa amafuta. Nze kata amafuta ga total nganywera ku card. Nganywera ku card ya bwerere. Oyinza nokweza ate every time you buy something using the total card, yeah, you get like a discount on it. I think over 5%. You get a discount. And you can use the total card to buy fuel, to buy LPG gas, to buy stuff from their supermarket. You buy it a bonjour. You can use it to buy anything to pay for service. But nobody can use your fuel card. In a pin code in ATM. Asa obagwe Juko Nicholas gwamanyi pin code yo teri muntu asobola kwesa card yo. So mugende mufune total fuel card mweyagale ate mu total fuel card nabana abakuba empewo boba wonyi teri akuba mpewo ngokozesa total fuel card nebwa abakoza ate because nchimanyi nti system esobola okubeera rigged a little niyo omuntu wa fuel card baba oba munene omuntu wa fuel card nebo boyogera ku toto oyogera kati nze nyiza bina abatoto abamba abasiba toilet nze ngena ne total fuel card yange no sinika manyo ndi toilet ya customer nga nyina total fuel card. I feel as car lovers we also need the dash cam as well. A lot happens on sometimes that evidence can save us. Can you recommend us some good dash cams? Dash cams nyina zengezesa nyina dash cams za mirundi ebiri emu ekyane nemyokozesa ne nyina ze natumiza zigezese and by the way guys Nicholas Sebulime, I imported some microphones from the US only for them to get here, and they were made from China. So katimunange ba China mbaleke bawana. You wanna know that abagula expensive cars just visit their homes. Abayindi sebo bagulira ddala kati ebintu ebyebbeyi n'amasimu abayindi balina amasimu ga bbeyi. Bana guys kamba sibuli nyine simu gyenyina okuba right now njikube nsobola okutandiza ate ku mirimu gy'abakama bange balinamwe muli bakama bange nene bali kamba tambulize ku mirimu kiravu fekyo nkibaagaliza abantu bange kya miliyoni nga 5 mu miliyoni nga 5 mu kiravu fekyo nkifuna mu bondi. And by the way, when I talk of 54 million in terms of a raffle, I feel like you'll be spending little money. Name kama bampero mukisa guys. Thank you very much for being part of the broadcast. May the good Lord bless you. I'll see you tomorrow on Question Friday. Ciao.